is not a job for amateurs. You have to hire someone who knows what they're doing.
A South Knoxville man admits he, quote, made a mistake with the man he hired to cut a tree at his house. So he called WATE 6 on Your Side consumer reporter Don Dare to take a look at his backyard. Don, sounds like it's a mess.
Yeah, downed limbs are everywhere. It's going to take another tree trimmer to clean it all up. A sycamore tree can grow to massive proportions, typically reaching 100 feet and more. Calvin Farley wanted the big sycamore in his yard pruned to prevent any potential damage if there was a bad storm. Unfortunately, the man he hired botched the job, causing damage to Calvin's property and next door.
I told him, don't put anything in the creek.
Calvin Farley stands in the middle of a mess. Broken branches from a sycamore tree are piled up in Calvin's backyard and his neighbor's, where debris hasn't moved since earlier this month. That's when he hired a tree trimmer to cut down several branches from this gigantic sycamore tree.
We heard a big noise. My wife come and told me he got the sunroom and Brenda's building and the fence.
The first branch that was cut fell on and crushed Calvin's fence, and it nicked his compressor, which wasn't damaged.
When I heard the boom, my wife come and told me, and I heard it.
The second boom came from a branch that crushed another fence, damaged a greenhouse and a shed that belongs to Calvin's neighbor. Mr. Farley said he watched the guy struggling while he was up in the tree. Calvin took this picture of his tree trimmer, Josh Smith, while he was working with some helpers below. When branches crashed to the ground, Mr. Farley said Smith assured him, "Don't worry, he'll make it right."
He said, "Mr. Farley, it's no big thing. You're just pulled out of the buckle on your rail, and I can fix this building. I've got 10 at home." I said, "You've got insurance, right?" He said, "Yeah, but I'm not going to turn in on this."
The man he hired, Josh Smith, is the owner of Smith Excavation in Dandridge. Mr. Farley said Smith, seen in this picture, apparently misjudged his skills as a tree trimmer.
But the last cut he made was the one that did the most damage.
Brendan Smelzer, Calvin's neighbor, said Josh Smith enlisted his help in holding some ropes.
Well, he went up. He had told us that he was going to take 3 other branches off and then do the main limb. And he went up there and just started doing the main limb and didn't do the first 2 or 3 cuts that we had just talked about. And he started cutting, and me and my friend looked at each other and it's like, okay, we're going to do this. And it's dropped, and it was a very loud crash.
Smith has not returned since early September, when he sent 2 workers to cut fallen branches and to clean up.
When I told him I'd give him the week deadline, he said, "No problem. No problem."
Yeah, look what we see.
Yeah, look what we see. It's worse now. Every time I come down here, it looks worse.
Calvin paid Smith $1,500, half up front. He was also to build an attached carport with a tin roof on it.
I told him up front on it that day I interviewed him. I said, "If you do me a good job, I'll be your best reference." And I said, "But if you do me a bad job, I'll be your worst reference."
We called Josh Smith to get his side of the story. He did not want to talk. His business card says he's licensed and insured. He may have a business license, but in checking the state's directory of licensed contractors, we found no listing for Josh Smith. Tree cutting is like a science. According to the experts, it's almost always best to trim or prune a tree during its dormant season. Trimmers are warned to be conscientious about the size of the branch before it's removed, to choose a drop zone. They have to figure out where it will fall before cuts are made. They're advised to choose a spot that's level so the branches don't roll, and to always keep safety in mind.
I want my neighbor whole, which I feel awful about. He's more damaged than I am. I've got to pay to have this tree down and cleaned up now. I can't do it.
Now, if you're going to have a tree pruned, ask your arborist or tree care company if they prune according to the American National Standards Institute for tree pruning. Those standards recommend and in some cases require the use of certain tools, cutting techniques, and pruning methods. Professionals like to remind us that poor pruning can cause damage that lasts for the life of the tree. Again, Josh Smith refused to say anything about the job he did at Mr. Farley's home in Bowen Kristen. Calvin has hired another trimmer, and he says this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
wow,
I hope so.
Will he get any of that money back?
Right,
at $1,500?
Yeah, I doubt
gone,
if he will.
huh?
Yeah.
My goodness, but a good lesson for everybody else out
Exactly.
there, definitely. Don, thank you, sir. Hey, if you have a consumer question for Don, send him an email at ddare@wat.com or call his 6 on Your Side hotline number. We've got it right there, 865-633-5974.